Confessions of Saint Augustine, Book 10, Chapter 37. By these temptations we are assailed daily, O Lord. Without ceasing are we assailed. Our daily furnace is the tongue of man, and in this way also you commanded us continence. Give what you enjoin, and enjoin what you will. You know on this matter the groans of my heart and the floods of mine eyes. For I can't learn how far I am more cleansed from this plague, and I much fear my secret sins, which your eyes know, mine do not. For in other kinds of temptations I have some sort of means of examining myself, in this scarce any. For in refraining my mind from the pleasures of the flesh and in idle curiosity, I see how much I have attained to when I do without them, forgoing or not having them. For then I ask myself how much more or less troublesome it is to me not to have them. Then riches which are desired, that they may serve to some one or two or all of the three concupiscences, if the soul can discern whether, when it has them, it despises them, they may be cast aside, that so it may prove itself. But to be without praise, and therein essay our powers, must we live ill? Ye so abundantly and atrociously, that no one should know without detesting us? What greater madness can be said or thought of? But if praise uses and ought to accompany a good life and good works, we ought as little to forego its company as good life itself. Yet I know not whether I can well or ill be without anything, unless it is absent. What then do I confess unto you in this kind of temptation, O Lord? What but that I am delighted with praise and with truth itself more than with praise? For were it proposed to me whether I would, being frenzied in error on all things, be praised by all men, or being consistent and more settled in the truth, be blamed by all, I see which I should choose. Yet fain would I that the approbation of another should not even increase my joy for any good in me. Yet I own it does increase it, and not so only, but dispraise does diminish it. And when I am troubled at this my misery, an excuse occurs to me, which of what value it is, you God knows, for it leaves me uncertain. For since you have commanded us not continency alone, that is, from what things to refrain our love, but righteousness also, that is whereon to bestow it, and has willed us to love, not you only, but our neighbor also. Often when pleased with intelligent praise, I seem to myself to be pleased with the proficiency of towardliness of my neighbor, or to be grieved for evil in him, when I hear him dispraise either what he understands not or is good. For sometimes I am grieved at my own praise, either when those things be praised in me, in which I mislike myself, or even less when slight goods are more esteemed than they ought. But again, how now I whether am therefore thus affected, because I would not have him who praises me differ from me about myself, not as being influenced by concern for him, but because those same good things which please me in myself please me more when they please another also. For somehow I am not praised when my judgment of myself is not praised. For as much as either those things are praised which displease me, or those more which please me less, am I then doubtful of myself in this matter? Behold, in your truth, I see that I ought not to be moved at my own praises, for my own sake, but for the good of my neighbor, and whether it be so with me I know not. For herein I know less of myself than of you. I beseech now, O my God, discover to me myself also, that I may confess unto my brethren who are to pray for me, wherein I find myself maimed. Let me examine myself again more diligently. If in my praise I am moved with the good of my neighbor, why am I less moved if another be unjustly dispraised than if it be myself? Why am I more stung by reproach cast upon myself than at that cast upon another with the same injustice before me? Know I not this also? Or is it at last that I deceive myself, and do not the truth before you in my heart and tongue? This madness put far from me. O Lord, lest mine own mouth be to me the sinner's oil, to make fat my head. I am poor and needy. Yet best while in hidden groanings I displease myself, and seek your mercy, until what is lacking in my defective state be renewed and perfected unto that peace which the eye of the proud knows not.